friends, welcome to my next video on MIT. Today I am here to talk about the desirability of using mother tinctures and other molecular forms of drugs in homeopathy practice and inquiring whether it is genuine homeopathy or not. To follow what I am saying, first of all we have to learn the difference between molecular forms of drugs and molecular imprints forms of drugs. Crude drugs, mother tinctures, potencies below 12C, and biochemical triturations are all molecular forms of drugs since they contain molecules of drug substances. Potencies above 12C, also known as post-Avogadro dilutions, do not contain drug molecules but molecular imprints only. Molecular forms of drugs act by the chemical properties of constituent molecules, whereas molecular imprints forms of drugs act by the conformational properties of molecular imprints. Since molecular imprints cannot interfere in the normal interactions between biological molecules and their natural ligands, molecular imprints forms of drugs cannot produce any short-term or long-term adverse effects. On the other hand, molecular forms of drugs can interact with biological molecules in our body and produce inhibitions and may cause harmful adverse effects. Even though mother tinctures are considered homeopathic drugs, they are no way different from allopathy drugs when considered in terms of their active principles as well as biological mechanism of their actions. We know many homeopathic practitioners prescribe plenty of mother tinctures, low potencies, and biochemical triturations in their practice. They consider it genuine homeopathy as they are manufactured by homeopathy drug companies and bear the label homeopathic medicines. They ignore the fact that mother tinctures are never prescribed according to similia principles or on the basis of totality of symptoms. Mother tinctures and other molecular forms of dilutions drugs may relieve some of the symptoms due to their allopathic actions, but they are not only unhomeopathic in actions but chances of emerging new pathological conditions due to their action is a reality. We must not forget the fact that drug symptoms provided in our materia medica actually constitute the list of symptoms they are generated in the healthy persons by the use of these drugs in crude or molecular forms. Indiscriminate long-term use of mother tinctures containing various kinds of plant enzymes, poisonous alkaloids, glycosides, and various other phytochemical ingredients is an unpardonable crime even if it is done in the name of homeopathy. The chemical molecules contained in these tinctures might give temporary relief by nutritional supplementation or competitive relationship towards pathogenic molecules due to their conformational similarity, but it is evident from their symptomatologies that these chemical molecules are capable of creating dangerous pathological molecular inhibitions in various biochemical pathways in the organism. We should never forget that these subjective and objective symptoms provided in our materia medica were created by the molecular errors happened in healthy individuals during drug proving. Homeopaths should understand it is ideal to treat patients using potencies above 12C only, which do not contain any trace of the drug molecules of original drug substance. If our selection of drug is correct, there is no any chance of failure in such a treatment protocol. Actually, mother tinctures will have to be considered as identical to Ayurveda, allopathy, or herbal treatment. Those homeopaths who indulge in excessive use of mother tinctures without bothering about their molecular constituent and their adverse long term impact on the organism are more hazardous to human health than our allopathic counterparts. I humbly request homeopaths to think over. For example, from our materia medica works, it may be understood most of those people who had participated in the proving of Hydrastis canadensis developed symptoms of gastric ulcer and hyperacidity, along with many other deep seated pathological conditions. Doctors who administer large doses of Hydrastis tincture to relieve gastric symptoms as part of homeopathic treatment should note this point very well. Of course, we may get temporary relief for symptoms by the way of competitive relationships with pathogenic molecules due to conformational similarity of drug molecules and pathogenic molecules. Prolonged use of Hydrastis tincture not only produce the symptoms mentioned in the materia medica but may even induce very serious and dangerous genetic errors to happen. If Hydrastis is the simillimum for the patient, it will be more effective in high potencies and safe. This is real homeopathy. Please do not be provoked when I say that those who give Passiflora incarnata tincture for inducing sleep or Avolfia tincture for lowering blood pressure and Syzygium for high blood sugar in the tincture form are not practicing ideal homeopathy, even if they may be well known homeopaths and may be producing clinical results also. No homeopath with some common sense who had carefully read the materia medica of alfalfa tincture will dare to prescribe it as tonic to improve the appetite and general health of innocent children. It is evident from its symptomatology that alfalfa in crude form is capable of producing diabetes, bulimia, and upsetting the normal functioning of kidneys. Please read the materia medica carefully. We should remember that there was no exact knowledge regarding the long term evil effects of many of our drugs when many of them were proved and their materia medica constructed. There was least knowledge about the genetic disorders they were likely to produce. It is found in body materia medica that arsenicum bromidum in mother tincture form is indicated for diabetes. No physician with scientific awareness will ever think of prescribing today arsenicum bromidum to his patient, who will now dare to prescribe ars iodum 3x, iodum 3x, sulfur tincture, or various compounds of mercury and lead only because they are found in our textbooks of Materia Medica? We know a lot of homeopaths who make their patients consume for prolonged periods the mother tinctures of several drugs, including various patented combinations of tinctures flooded in the market in the name of homeopathy. How can homeopaths prescribe them without any prick of conscience? Those who love homeopathy should take urgent initiative to prevent such tendencies either through awareness programs and campaigns or through stringent legislations. Since crude drugs and mother tinctures contain drug molecules that can act upon biological molecules, they can also bind to various biological targets in the organism, and obviously there is always chance for creation of new molecular inhibitions and drug induced pathological conditions when we use crude drugs and mother tinctures. That is the drawback of using mother tinctures, even if they are similar. Advantage of drugs potentized above 12C, also known as post-Avogadro dilutions, is that they do not contain any drug molecule but only molecular imprints of drug molecules, which are only supramolecular clusters of water and alcohol molecules. They can act upon pathogenic molecules only and not upon biological molecules. As such, potentized drugs cannot do any harm to organism. That is why MIT says use of mother tinctures and other molecular forms of drugs cannot be considered genuine homeopathy. To be genuinely homeopathic regarding active principles as well as biological mechanism of actions, we should use only post-Avogadro diluted drugs. Thanks for listening me patiently. We'll come back with more videos in coming days. Bye for the time being. Thanks.